Hi, today I am going to attempt to fix my stove as a Kenmore gas stove, model 70503013. And what is wrong with it is the burners are not working. You can hear the gas, maybe, but no spark. So I can still use it with a lighter, so the gas is still working, it's not unusable, but I want it to work. So the problem with this is I have looked online and everything I see says to lift this part of the stove up. There's some spring clips, and this particular stove does not have spring clips. I have looked and looked. So I've taken it apart without the correct part to fix it. I hope so. Igniter module, something like that. A disclaimer, I am not an expert at this. I am just a homeowner with a little bit of mechanical ingenuity, and I'm going to try to take this apart, or take it apart again, fix it with the part I got off of Amazon. It's the cheapest place I could find it, and hopefully it will work. So, like the other videos I've seen, you always want to turn off the electricity. Notice there's no lights on the clock. Don't want to shock myself or burn down the house, anything like that. So I'm going to start by taking off all the top stuff of the stove. Burner caps. Now to take these off, whatever these things are called, it requires a little hex head screw. So I believe it is a 3/16 if memory serves. That 3/16 works. So put a 3/16 on my drill. And am I in the picture? Yeah. And off it comes. Do that for all four of these things. Also, I will tell you this is my first YouTube video I have posted, so I'm not going to attest to will not attest to the professionalism of it. I will do my best. Now you also got to unscrew these screws here, which of course take a different size bit. These take, I believe, a 1/4 inch bit, if I'm reading this properly. Take these off. This doohickey here will drop down a little bit, which is fine. Okay, now we gotta take this part of the stove off to unscrew some more things. So to take this off, we're gonna lift the door down. I'm going to first take off the burner knobs. They just pull right off. A little bit of force, but not too bad. And now, up underneath here, there are two screws. This is the screw that holds it in. This screw is not holding it in. So we need to take the outside screws off. Need to get my drill again and put a Phillips head bit on. Take that off, and you can see it's already dropping. Same on the other side. Again, just need to do the outside screw. The inside screw is not necessary. Be careful not to drop your screws. Did that originally, that was not fun. When you're putting it back on, there's these little tabs that go in that hook there. And now it reveals this screw and something similar on the other side. So we need to take this screw off. And then same on the other side. And take this screw off here. And now the whole thing should just lift off. And slide out. Slides out just a little bit. And that part is off. Again, a decently bit more complicated than the spring clips that I saw on YouTube, but able to be done. It's a little greasy, so washing my hands. And now I can see the inner workings of the stovetop. If it's just one of them not clicking, I found online it may be this little part here. You have to order the whole thing, wires and everything. But considering none of them are sparking, I think it is this spark module. So that's what I'm going to attempt to replace. So I'm going to take this thing out. And be careful not to lose your screws down there or you may never get them back. And you need to unclip this thing from the metal plate. And here's my new one. So hopefully it fits. Looks a little different. The one off Amazon, the picture looked the same, but apparently it gave me a different one. I saw this one on other websites. So now we unplug everything and plug everything back in. Pull the red wire out. Maybe. Pull the white wire out, which has a bigger plug on it. And then pull all these things out here. Don't want to pull on the wire. Oh yeah, I guess you pull on the wire a little bit, just pulls right out. The old spark module. Plug in the new spark module. I don't know if the order makes a difference. Supposedly they all spark at the same time. Plug in the red wire, reach down, plug in the white wire. And with the power off, I cannot test this. So what I'm going to do is put this back on here. Oh, maybe. There we go. And screw this back on. And I'm going to turn it back on and see if I can make it spark. At least make it make a noise. Okay, turn the breaker back on. Clock is lighting up now, so there is power. Take one of my knobs and see if this does anything. Nothing but some gas. Maybe I have to have the whole unit put on in order for it to make a noise. Because there was a little top place that went on here, so that may be required for the spark. So I'm going to put everything back together and cross my fingers and hope it works. So first, the big black cover. On the cover, there's a little tab here that goes into the little tab here and on the other side, so be careful to line that up properly. And my hands are all greasy again. I'm going to wash them real quick. And before I screw this back in, I'm going to try screwing one of these things back in. So I'll get my 1/4" nut driver. And you can grab this and sort of line the screw holes back up. Once you get one, the other one should just go right in. Don't want to put too much torque on it. Then I'll put this back in. Got to get my other size nut driver. I think they choose different size nuts just to annoy consumers. I want to do this gently. I do not want to strip the screws. I don't want to force anything. And which one was which? Front is going to be this one here. Ah, I hear noise. It is now working. Excellent. So that fixed that problem. Now I'm just going to continue to put the stove back together. I'll go ahead and screw in. First I'm going to get the cap to make sure I can actually get gas on this thing. And there's my flame. So it was this spark igniter controller, or whatever that part is called. And now I'm going to put the stove back together. Need to get my Phillips head bit. And screw down here. Turn the power off again. Turn the power off. Now you can actually see what I'm doing because that light's not blaring. Hopefully this is lined up properly. And do the same on the other side. I think this one goes in a whole lot easier on this side for whatever reason. Now I put this piece back on. Now being careful to line up these tabs with this hook here. And I'll see if I can start the screw with my hand. That side. Same thing on this side. Put the knobs back on. Just give those a slight push. Just try to see if it worked again, and of course it doesn't because I have the power off. So now all I smell is a little bit of gas. Now I'm going to put the rest of the screws back in. So first I'll use my 1/4 inch nut driver. Unfortunately, my drill bit is not magnetic, so I got to start this by hand. Go ahead and start them all by hand. Then I'll use a screwdriver to tighten them all down. Where do those other 2 screws go? Oh, they're over there. This is tightening the burners to the stove top. Now I'll put the cover back on, this little thing. I've already switched out my drill bit. Must not have that lined up properly. There we go. This was giving me a little bit of trouble. There we go, got that one started. That one's on. Now we'll do the two left side ones. That one's on. And that one went in nicely. Put all the little black covers back on. Along with the drill. Oops, sorry, that's not the camera. And I will turn the power back on one more time, make sure it all works. Close up the door. Power is on. And now we're cooking with gas. So that is my replacing the spark module of a Kenmore gas stove 790.750 3013. If you have any comments, please leave them. Again, I remind everyone that I am an amateur at this. If I use any wrong terminology, I apologize. But I got the stove fixed. Thanks a lot. Bye.